Well, first off, I want to say Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope everybody had a safe and Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year. Kind of go over what I've been up to. The week before Christmas, I took the family up to Chattanooga, to Rock City and Ruby Falls and things like that. My mom and dad had never been to those attractions and stuff, so that was my Christmas gift to them, I guess you'd say. Had a really good time. Came back, spent Christmas here at the house with family and friends. And I brought back a cold from Chattanooga. So if I seem a little nasally or congested, that's why. Anyways, I have amassed 6 envelopes here for some postcards here over the last couple of weeks. And let's open them up and see what we got in them. So this first one comes to us from Richmond, Virginia. Let's see what we got from Richmond, Virginia. All right. This is the Highway 90 bridge over the Pascagoula River, but this is on the Goshen, Mississippi side. There's 2 bridges. There's a high-rise bridge over this way on the Pascagoula side, and this is the bridge that's on the Goshen side. Now, the Pascagoula River is the longest, I forgot what it is, longest unobstructed, free-flowing river in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. Meaning there's no dams, levees, things like that inhibit it from its beginning to end. Now, this bridge right here, I'm not sure if this is the old one or new one. This is 1967. So this is the old one. They have done some renovations and remodels on this particular bridge over the last, probably 20 years ago. Widened it to 3 lanes each side, and right now this bridge right here is actually 4 lanes. So older rendition of the bridge. This is one of those cards you don't see too often. This is actually the first time I ever saw it. I don't remember how much I paid for it. Probably not a whole lot, as I was trying to save up for Christmas trips and stuff when I was buying these cards. So probably a couple bucks, but kind of read a little bit about the area. It's just kind of the cool little, just an interesting postcard you don't see a whole lot of my area. So this next one comes to us from Vidor, Texas. I've never heard of Vidor, Texas. If you know where Vidor, Texas is, leave me a note in the comments below. It's kind of interesting seeing some of these places I've never heard of. Let's see what we got here. Excuse me. This is the Point Lookout on Lookout Mountain. This is the Lookout or Point Hotel, I believe it is. Now this is gone, long gone. I think it was taken down in the early 1900s, 1910s, some of that area. Actually, if you can look here, I believe that is the original incline railway that came up from St. Elmo and made its way around the mountain and came up right to the bottom side of this hotel. Now, Point Park is here now, and there is still a couple remnants of foundations and footers and bolts and things like that where this was attached to the mountain, I guess you'd say. Dating this car, I would say early 1900s. Doesn't have any date on it. There's no postmark on it, anything like that. 1 cent stamp. Don't see too many like this, so that's why I grabbed it. This area here is where Craven's house is, and actually I went up to Craven's house for the first time and kind of did a little just walking around. Wasn't much to see up there. The area is kind of, the Craven's house itself is actually closed during the winter season, so didn't go inside, but just kind of putzed around, looked at some of the monuments and things like that. Took a look at the views of Chattanooga. So, anyways, this is kind of the one that's cool. Old postcards. Copyright 1907. There we go. So this is from at least 1907. Yeah, just interesting piece of Lookout Mountain history you don't see too much of, and you don't hear a lot of anymore. If you ever know the history or ever looked up the history of Lookout Mountain, this whole area of the Lookout Mountain has a really interesting history, and how this hotel, that incline railway, and the second incline railway that's kind of over in this area here, how those all came about. So if you're ever interested, look it up. It's pretty interesting, and it involves a greedy businesswoman, let's just say. And up next is this larger envelope from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm not sure what is in this. It's kind of a larger than usual envelope, so we're just going to tear it open like this. We'll put a knife on it. Let's see what we got. Whatever it is, they have wrapped it quite well. Excuse me. I got a couple of cards in this one. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's start with the first one here. This is Highway 90. Yep. Aerial view of Mobile Bay Causeway connecting Mobile and Spanish Fort. Spanish Fort being here, Mobile being here off in the distance. This is previous to the I-10 that comes in. It runs pretty much parallel to Highway 90 here. It comes in right about in this area here. This is the Spanish Fort area and kind of goes down here. I've actually done some camping right up in this area over here. There's a Blakely State Park where the last battle of the Civil War theoretically was fought. Kind of interesting little area that has the rifle pits and a fort and campground and things like that. So just kind of a little local history where you don't see I-10. And up next here, this is the LaFont Inn. This is the fountain and little greenhouse, I guess you will, that was in around the hotel. Now this is all gone. This was replaced about 15 or so years ago. Now there's a Hilton Garden Inn. There's a restaurant behind it. There's a Hardee's, things like that. They kind of tore the whole thing down. It was old, outdated. Mr. LaFont himself passed away quite a few years ago. The property got sold, that sort of thing. Now, funny thing is, previous job I was at, I actually went to a customer's house, and they had this fountain there, which was pretty cool. They also had, it's kind of hard to tell, but behind the sign here was a patio area. I guess you drive underneath. You could go inside the hotel, check in where you wouldn't get wet. Carport, however you want to say it. Well, it had a large glass pyramid, I guess you'd say, skylight. And they had that skylight there at their house too. They were a very wealthy couple. I thought that was kind of cool. They actually got these out of the auction. They're auctioning off some of the fixtures and stuff. So this card is probably 70s. Yeah, looks like 70s. The colors of the 70s. But cool little piece of local history because it's not there any at all. And this is the entrance to Fairland Caverns. I was actually up there here a couple weeks ago. Actually went to Rock City again during the day, took mom and dad up there, and then we went back a couple of nights afterwards and did the light show, and I did a video on that. And I put a link here up at the top of the screen or in the description box. It's going to be somewhere if you want to take a look at the Christmas lights. It was very, very nice. Anyways, this is early 1900s, probably 30s, 20s to 30s, just guessing. Don't see any postmark or copyright date or anything like that. Now, this is pretty much the same. There is a building right here of some sort. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's storage or closing off this area of the Rock City. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, all this is pretty much still here, one way or another, one form or another. So, kind of interesting little piece of the Rock City history. And this is the Drake Motel. This is no longer there. This is in South Broad Street around Chattanooga. I think it's actually St. Elmo. It might be considered Chattanooga. Anyways, kind of a cool old pencil drawing of it. Kind of tells you a little bit about it there. Free TV, air conditioning, telephone, diners club. So, not this last time we were up there, but the time we were up there 2 years ago, they were just tearing this down. I believe a little bit of it was left still. And now it's a grocery store. I forgot what kind of grocery store it is. It's irrelevant, but it's a grocery store now. It's gone. I don't know why it closed down. I guess it wasn't very popular. Wasn't in a very touristy area, maybe. I'm not sure. I guess the company just sold out. The people who own it just sold out. But now it's a piece of history that's no longer there. And like I said, it's a grocery store. So just another one of those kind of thing of the past from the Chattanooga Lookout Mountain area. And this next one here comes to us from North Haven, Connecticut. Get a little thank you sticker. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. My nose is stopped up bad. Holiday Inn, Jackson, Mississippi. Excuse me. On the new freeway of Highway 51 North Jackson. Completely air-conditioned, steam-heated rooms, 102 rooms, have telephones, TV, dressing rooms, glass door, tub showers, and luxury baths. If I'm not mistaken, this is gone. I'll see if I can find where it was at, and can I put a screenshot of aerial view of what's there now, if I can find it. There's no physical address there, but I'm pretty sure I could probably look it up and kind of do a little research. This is, I'm looking at the drawing. Those cars look 60s, 70s era, that time frame. Like I said, there's no postmark or anything like that on it, but yeah, I know this is gone. A lot of the older hotels in Jackson, Mississippi are going, burning down, tearing down, housing homeless people. They're getting rid of them one way or the other. They're eyesores, not being taken care of. I hate to say it, Jackson is not a nice place to be anymore in some places. So, but yeah, just here recently I've seen where the Sun and Sand Hotel, it's been gone. It was a fairly popular hotel back in the 60s and 70s, and now it's a parking lot. So anyways, just an interesting piece of history from Jackson, Mississippi. I actually lived in Jackson actually just outside of Jackson for about 2 years. And I don't recall this being there when I was there, so it was probably torn down before I was up there or right afterwards. But like I said, I'll see if I can find what's there now and put it up on the screen here. Just an interesting piece of Jackson, Mississippi history that's a thing of the past. Newton, Iowa is where this next envelope comes to us from. That about got me. Well, my 2024 resolution is to put a blade in that X-Acto knife. I don't know. I might not. It's doing okay still. Anyways, this is the Travel Motor Inn, located in my hometown, Pascagoula, Mississippi. Let's see how I am. Yep, Travel Motor Inn. This is actually still there. Believe it or not, this is one of those old hotels from the 50s, 60s, 70s, that time frame, that is actually still there. Now, the restaurant has gone over some changes here. The hotel's gone over some changes. I think the pool has been filled in, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say even that power line pole thing, I think it's still there. It's been quite a while since I've been into the restaurant area. I know some previous or newer owners here a couple of years ago did some remodeling and things like that, and they had a nice little restaurant, if I'm not mistaken, in there. Never got to go to it, but a lot of people said it had pretty good food, but it didn't last. So the hotel's still going. The restaurant is no longer going now. Doesn't mean it's still not there, but I'm pretty sure all these fixtures and stuff is not there. But just a cool piece of local history. I have some other postcards from this motel, as it's a fairly predominant motel back in the day because it was right there on Highway 90 and had quite a few rooms, so it was one of the popular places to stay at. But like I said, it's not what it was before, so kind of a little blast from the past here for local history. And the last envelope here comes to me from Indianapolis, Indiana. Kind of a thicker envelope. Don't remember. Some of these have been here at the house for a couple weeks now. I was just saving them up to make it enough to make a video out of. These last couple came in a couple days ago, so anyways. This is Sunset Rock on Lookout Mountain, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look here. Yep, 1907. Y'all, look at that handwriting. Look. I say this a lot. Maybe it's corny. I don't know, but it's beautiful. Literally, people's handwriting today has gotten lazy and sloppy, and mine's definitely not the best. But back in the early 1900s, people cared, and it just shows. Anyway, sorry for the rant. Of course, Sunset Rock is still there. It faces the west. Out here to the side of it is a little small parking lot. It holds about 4 to 6 vehicles, and if you catch it right, you can get you a good parking spot and sit out here on Sunset Rock and watch the sunset over the western United States, as this is about 15 to 2,000 feet above the main area below. This is Lookout Mountain. Now, this house, I may be wrong now. I've never actually physically been out here. Believe it or not, I've never been out here. I've been right past it a couple times, and the parking lot was full, so I just kept on going. I don't believe that house is there anymore. If it's there, I'll pull up a screenshot of an aerial view of Sunset Rock, and we'll see if that house is there or not right now. Maybe I'll put it over here in this area. Like I said, I don't think it's there anymore. I'm not quite sure. Now, I have a postcard very similar to this, probably the same exact view, but the reason why I got this one was just because it was postmarked, and March 2nd, 1907. This postcard is almost 116 years old. I hope I look this good at 116. Anyways. But yeah, that's why I got it. I don't think I pay a whole lot of money for it. Probably a couple bucks, like I said before. Not paying too much for postcards anymore. But that's just one of those ones I just had to get a hold of just because of the postmark there. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to the Lookout Mountain Chattanooga postcard collection. Well, the first Mailbag Monday of 2024 had a pretty decent variety of postcards from different areas. Jackson, Mississippi, hometown here in Pascagoula, Lookout Mountain, some older ones for Pascagoula, and Mobile, Alabama, Spanish Fort area. So, pretty decent selection. I'm not sure how frequently, let's just say, I'm going to do the Mailbag Monday videos. I have a lot of plans for traveling, remodeling of my house. I have to put down about 1,000 square foot of flooring here in the next couple of weeks, and that's cost me quite a bit of money. Had an incident with a water heater. Got some travel plans. Got a very, very, very big vacation coming up in March. I'll let y'all know a little bit more about that probably in the next couple weeks or so. We'll see how much information I want to give out on that. But anyways, so I may be just doing Mailbag Monday probably, I'm going to say probably every 3 or 4 weeks. It might just be a monthly thing until I have some extra money to be spending on postcards. I know I just did buy 3 lots, 3 lots of some, let's just say memorabilia, souvenirs, that sort of thing, of Lookout Mountain, Chattanooga, that sort of thing. It's one of my favorite places, and actually caught a really, really, really good deal on this stuff. It'll be one video here when it comes in. It's just going to be one package, but it has quite a little bit of stuff in it, let's just say. And I'll let you know how much I paid for it then, and about how much this stuff is not necessarily worth, but what some people are asking for it on eBay. So that kind of surprised me. I got a really good deal on it. So, but anyways, if you ever been to the LaFont Inn up there on Lookout Mountain, you've been going to that hotel there in Jackson, or stayed at the Drake there in Chattanooga, or if you've ever been on top of Sunset Rock and watched the sunset, let me know in the comments below. But anyways, appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.